Goodnow, revolutionaries, and welcome to Rise Up After Dark. Today is Wednesday, January 21st, and this is the 64th episode, getting ahead of myself, of Rise Up After Dark.
Fact check yourself, brother.
Alex, thank you for being here with me as always. How are you, my friend?
Good. Tired. I have been reading since the end of Trust Issues, which already took it out of me. It's a mentally demanding show to do, but I've been reading the 161-page Senate Ag bill, the market structure changes and amendments. It was released today.
And is it riveting?
Yeah, as riveting as any piece of legislation could be. I am not all the way through it. I've made a little bit of a dent. I am skipping around. There's a lot there. It's written just like any other bill. If you've never read legislation, it's an interesting... It's not interesting. It's
you liar.
I was trying to think of some way to sugarcoat it. It's an experience, I'll tell you that. And if you haven't, I do recommend taking a look at it, just because it's weird. And if this is a thing that you care about, then it could be interesting to take a stab at reading something about it.
A thrilling review. It could be interesting. Yeah. I'd actually like to get a fact check from the chief fact check officer, or anybody in the audience who might know. How many times, specifically when I come to Rise Up After Dark and I ask Alex how he's doing, does he go, tired, man? I'm going to bet that is at least 3 times.
Yeah.
You, since doing Trust Issues, I have noticed that. I know it takes a lot out of you, but I also know it brings you to life. Those are the conversations you love. I know this. It's a good show.
No, it was a good one. I can toss up on screen a little bit when we get in there. We were side by siding basically like the two different, I guess, schools of thought in how does crypto, blockchain, DeFi, CeFi, tokenization, how does it all fit into TradFi, into traditional finance? Is it more of like an integration? Is it absorption? Is it a parallel system? Is it something that you should have the full choice to opt in and out of, like a completely separate kind of a thing? All of this, it's not a question that we're, going to answer in a short amount of time, but that's kind of the vibe I was getting from just as I've been keeping tabs on Davos and what's been talked about over there. That's kind of what I'm coming away with. It's the same tired, vague platitude of blah, 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 America, crypto capital of the world, which is a meaningless nothing sandwich of nothing. It doesn't mean anything. And, trying to pick through, okay, well, what could we possibly be driving at with just, repeatedly stating that over and over again while effectively doing not a whole lot. So we could go through that in a little bit. There was some interesting stuff. Emily had some good takes as always, and Lindsay was there, and so that was fun.
If you want to read the latest draft of the market structure bill, tell me why, you can head over to agriculture.senate.gov. Bearded said, listen, it's hard carrying the show all the time. Good job, Alex. Hey, man, don't come for me.
Don't come for me.
Yeah,
so if you're curious, this is, hold on here, where are we
a behemoth of a bill. Maybe not really. You said 161 pages, so that's light reading as far as Congress is concerned.
It's not awful. And what's actually interesting is that this is going to sound like a dig, and it is. This bill, honestly, this is kind of a dig, but also it's kind of not. I guess it's just an observation. Reading this is not quite as awful as reading bills 5 years ago was, or 10 years ago. And you can just tell that the literacy rate of the individuals largely contributing to these is falling or they're being written to be less specific, which is kind of a problem. There's a really interesting passage. Hang on, what page is this on?
Audiobooks with Alex, Congressional Edition.
Oh
Chapter
God, no!
1.
I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Okay, section 101. Check this is weird. Check this out. Let's see if I can get back to it.
And while Alex gets back to it, let me say, hey, if you're just joining us, welcome. If you're joining us in the future, hello. We hope your candles are green. Don't forget, I'm going to say it if you're not there yet, community.rumshq.com is the best place to play along, to catch up, to find out what we're doing, to ask Alex what he thinks about this bill if you just can't quite get enough of it. What am I looking at here, Section C, meme coins?
Interestingly, something that I have whined about in the past was that we were real light on definitions, and we've got some here, and it's kind of interesting. So specifically, this one I flagged is the now congressional definition of meme coin, which I thought was interesting. So in general, the term digital commodity includes a meme coin unless the meme coin is excluded from the definition under subparagraph D. Put a pin in that. Definition for the purpose of this paragraph, the term meme coin means digital asset inspired by an internet meme, character, current event, or trend for which the promoter seeks to attract an enthusiastic online community to purchase and engage in trading of the digital asset primarily for speculative purposes, which is interesting because you can kind of like actually understand what the sentence says. This is saying like it's inspired by current events and trendy meme characters to gamble on.
Correct.
Which is interesting because we're codifying a legally recognized, well, if this passed, a legally recognized definition of gambling on nonsense, on cartoons, which I just found very interesting given that we have quite a lot of laws on the books about gambling. And also this does not in any way, shape, or form, I don't know, like the fact that we're including speculative purposes in the definition of the term, I find interesting, because it calls for speculation, like which I recognize is funny to say when the thing we're calling for speculation about is speculation itself. And sorry, I know this is like gobbledygook, but if you were trying to, sorry,
having them call it that.
Yeah, if you were, imagine a scenario where you're in court and you were trying to infer from someone's actions or someone's language what their intent was when that's not abundantly clear, you would probably have the grounds for an objection there from opposing counsel based on the fact that you are calling for speculation. It calls for people to fill in the blanks when you're supposed to stick to facts. And so I find it interesting that we are here like codifying a definition that includes a guess about what most people would be doing with a meme. I'm not saying it's wrong. In general, it is correct. But it is funny to me that we're writing that into a bill. And so that's kind of what I mean by like, it's just weird reading legislation at this point because like it never used to be written this way.
Before you get to Section D, let me just say, speaking of contingencies that leave room for speculation, they said an enthusiastic community.
Yeah.
How many of those do you find these days? Your Honor, his community ain't enthusiastic at all. You know what I mean? My client is innocent.
It's enthusiastic or bedraggled. One and the same.
I can just hear the commercials though. Are you seeking an enthusiastic community of speculators? So what's this exclusions?
Yeah, so the term, and again here we're kind of mashing definitions, digital commodity previously defined, does not include any of the following. Security, any security. Wow, thanks. I don't know. Like this, I guess I shouldn't expect anything different. You know, this is not necessarily the most appropriate forum to then like rehash a separate thing. We would then be getting tangential. But it's just kind of funny to me to see things like that written. So no securities, which is interesting because we have a different precedent elsewhere, not in this piece of literature, that basically exempts meme coins from being considered as securities, even though it's really funny when you think about it because the methodology sale of lots of these things over the years definitely would lead to a failure of the Howey test as it stands. even by some conservative applications of the test. So there's that. And like I said here, security redefined elsewhere. Security-based swap. Okay, so same thing. A put, call, straddle, option, or privilege on any security, certificate of deposit, or group or index of securities. So here we are, just really, really beating a dead horse here. And then we move on to permitted stablecoin, and yada yada yada, on and on and on. This is on page 13, if anyone's interested. But anyway, just one interesting little tidbit that I noticed. This is I haven't gotten a whole lot farther past this, but I'll keep you guys posted.
Emily asks, who sponsored the bill? Because let me just say, this is about Trump coin and protecting it.
Yeah, that was my thought as well. This is almost exclusively a Republican-led effort. There is very little bipartisan support as it stands on this at the moment.
Okay.
Here, I'll shout this out because she has had pretty good coverage of this. Eleanor Tourette often reports from the Hill on matters of crypto-related legislation, and she's where I got the link to the text the first time. So here's this. Anyway.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah.
Eleanor Tourette, shout out.
Shout out.
Alex will have the bill. I am sure the book club will meet again next week. And if you come back next week, you can tell me about it. If you're just joining us or you've never been here before, Rise Up After Dark is the nighttime companion to the Rise Up morning show where we BYOB, DYOR, we let our hair down and we talk a little shit about the crypto industry. If you've got something to say, a hot take, a good drink, want to make a joke, or just air your grievances, then you probably should take it somewhere else. We're going to sit here and complain and hang out with our friends, and you're included. So, Alex, you're off to a good start. I think you've got 2 points.
Excellent.
And I'm going to give myself 1 point. If you hear that sound, ladies and gentlemen, that means somebody speaking has gotten a point. Alex has 2. I have 1. If you hear any, that means
that one of us earned some points and the other one just decided that he needed a few because he's self-conscious about the fact that he's fallen behind this early in the episode.
No, I'm not.
If you hear this sound, let me take over, Evan. Don't worry about it. You just sit back and relax. If you hear this sound, it's the sound of corruption at work. And if you hear this sound, it's also the sound of corruption at work. It depends entirely on who it's directed at. And as you can see, Evan's already off to a good start. This is tilting the scales in his favor with an early preemptive ding, I might add.
I ate a whole bowl of chili on stream without anybody commenting so far. I had politely included your introduction and let you talk about a bill on the show without complaining or interrupting too much. I think I've done at least 2 point-worthy things and probably 3 more.
Oh my God.
But I will resist.
Unbelievable.
We were talking before the show about some of the different things going on in the crypto industry. That is certainly one of them. I have seen a couple of things here, like, for example, speaking of regulations, CFTC Chair Mike Selig, he has this new future-proof initiative to upgrade crypto oversight. This comes to us by way of the block, by way of Unchained. He said the derivatives regulators need an upgrade. So he's going to start a review officially. He made an op-ed Tuesday in the Washington Post about it. He was appointed by President Donald Trump, took the role last month, and this arguably could be a pretty pivotal period for the CFTC. The SEC has taken a lot of no-action stances, and the CFTC, therefore, has to pick up their shovel and do some digging. He says charting a new course. And he hasn't really said too much specifically about what upgrading the legacy system is going to look like, but lawmakers are debating legislation. They could get more authority soon, and his point was just that the CFTC is ready to regulate crypto. The quote they have is, "Pass us the torch, and we will ensure that these markets flourish at home with tailored regulatory frameworks that keep American markets the best in the world." I'm sure Donald Trump loved it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It just seemed like he was going for the applause break, so I gave it to him. Thoughts on that? You think any better of the CFTC than you think of Congress when it comes to your hope for helpful regulation or anything?
No, but I definitely don't place the same burden of responsibility on them that I do Congress. You look at the SEC and the CFTC compared to Congress, it's first of all, two different branches of government.
Sure.
Second of all, it's not the enforcement agency's job to determine all of the things necessary. It would not make sense for them to be involved at this stage. They are waiting for the clarity that is supposed to be provided here, and they're not really getting it. So I could imagine that there's probably some frustration, which is, again, also probably why you're getting kind of the no action-y stance here, because it's sort of like this anticipation of theoretically eventually receiving some sort of that you can actually work off of. And so right now that doesn't exist. So you're kind of just doing the same old shit, which just means treading water, waiting. So no, I don't, I do not place the same burden of responsibility on them as I do Congress to define, everything.
From the comments, we have Joey V, who says Trump will get it done. And Jane Polly, noting the haircut, says, looking pretty fresh, Alex.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Emily says, if Trump was a security, meaning the meme token, it violated Securities Exchange Act, Section 9A2, Rule 10B5. Oh my gosh. Is this a policy show? But thank you very much. Emily has really done a nice job on TikTok the last couple of videos I've seen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Bringing her style of analysis and explanation to the Trump token, to XRP. I left a comment, Emily, I don't know who could do this, but if somebody out there makes whiteboard videos, Emily is a thorough but concise speaker who has a fast pace. And I suspect, given her technical vocabulary, it may be difficult for some people to follow what she says, but it's important that you understand it. And I think if you make whiteboard videos and you want to get 1 million likes, you should make a whiteboard video of one of Emily's awesome explanations, because I think a little visual will go a long way. But please, Emily, don't stop. Keep on. That was a weird thing to say, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Please, Emily, don't stop.
In a vacuum.
In a vacuum. Don't clip it.
I think that, honestly, that's worth a highlight too, and then we can move on because I've talked about policy a lot today.
I'm just picking on you.
The fact that we would have to preface that by saying if it is a security, this is not supposed to be a thing. Like, we are supposed to have a foundation upon which to answer that question for stuff. And the nature of the idea of assessing a thing has not changed. And as honestly, the one thing that Gary Gensler did say that I would give him credit for, even though I would immediately take the credit away and apply for good measure 2 more glumps, starting him off in dead last today, where he deserves to be. He definitely obfuscated this for his entire term. But at the very end, if you might remember, he made it a point to state that he actually had never specifically said that digital assets or tokens themselves could be the security, but that the method of sale and the terms of sale and the contract of sale is what he was concerned about. And of course, he did not live by that. And even though it was a footer in like some piece of literature that he produced early on in his term, he basically immediately pretended that it didn't exist and then continued to, enforce with a sledgehammer where a scalpel was needed. But it is worth noting that there is technically precedent for that.
Coffee for the people in the arena. Justice for the people on the streets. A scalpel? That was a nice analogy. I know it's been said before, but it was a good application of the tool.
I can't take credit for that. I didn't come up with that.
No, but you should. Bearded want to know, is this the right Emily? The fastest way to know if someone has... did Emily say this? The fastest way to know if someone has insufferable main character syndrome is when they value anecdotal experience over cold hard facts. Is that an Emily quote?
Could be.
I could see Emily saying that. Emily?
Sounds about right. I mean,
that's my pinned tweet. She says, "There you go." Okay.
There you go.
Ding for Emily.
I
Alex,
do believe that in general, we are losing the plot because along with the death of nuance, we are exclusively presenting personal anecdotes as data and refusing to look further. And it's one of the things that's led to the downfall of intellect.
Yeah, and you have said that on our platform many a time. I can't agree enough. It would be nice to have nuance, detail, context, a little context with my coffee. Thank you very much.
A little bit.
Alex, in additional news, I thought it'd be fun to make you play a number guessing game this time.
Oh, okay.
Okay. If you had to guess, the subject is crypto payments cards. Big topic lately. Crypto payments cards. Daily transactions. How many a day are happening, do you think?
Via cards specifically?
Yeah, via crypto cards specifically. And what's not as impressive as the number is how much this has grown in about a year.
Okay. And sorry, did you ask how many transactions or what volume?
Yeah. How many transactions?
Oh, boy.
Daily.
Wow, okay.
Daily as of this month.
My gut says it's low. Remarkably low.
Not millions, but it's a big number.
Okay. I was going to guess 500,000.
Well, you would be disappointed that it's smaller than that. It's a 5 figures number.
Wow.
A respectable 5 figures number.
You
know, it's average.
Sure, buddy. Keep telling yourself that. Whatever helps you sleep at night. 60,000.
Oh my God. Did you?
Correct.
That's amazing. 60,000 transactions as of right now, this month, mid-January 2026. This is per the block. And this is an increase of 22x. 2,200% in December 24. So do the math, divide it by, 22, 60,000. You're looking at, 3,000 a day. So it is a big increase. And I think that's relevant. So everybody's got a crypto card. And also the crypto cards that people have are being used more. People are putting more dollars on them, using them in more places. These are the cards we're talking about that are like MetaMask has a debit card where you can spend certain cryptocurrency at the grocery store. Or I think this also includes, no, this is just payment cards. This is not credit cards. And the leader in this space, you want to take a guess at who it is?
The leader in the space as far as the ones that are included in this? So
yes,
not
a company
credit
that
cards.
is dominating more, not more, about a half.
Okay, so I'm taking this to mean that the Amex Coinbase joint card is not in this figure.
No.
I would imagine.
That's a credit card. But I bet that one's doing numbers.
Mine
certainly is.
Who's the leader? I mean,
I'll give you a hint. We had a meeting with them recently.
You know what I'm just realizing right now as we're sitting here thinking about this? Do you know how many of these fucking things I'm on the waiting list for and how many I've actually received in the mail?
Oh, no.
The instant one produces a waiting list, I put myself on it. I've never received one ever in any capacity. That's a gwump for sure. This is like a proverbial gwump out into the ether of everyone who issues payment cards. What the hell?
I know a lot of people who are on waiting lists like you, Alex. Not me, but a lot of people. Crypto card waiting lists gwump. Okay, don't you can't get out of this. No, we know the company.
No,
we had
I'm
a
not
meeting
getting
with
out
them
of it.
recently. They have a really great consumer stack.
EtherFi.
EtherFi. That's correct.
That's you handed it to me because we've only met with one card issuer recently.
Yeah, it was a good meeting. And
good for them.
They're doing cool stuff. Almost half of those daily transactions are EtherFi.
How long has their card been out?
That's a good question for ChatGPT. How long? I'll make you guess that too. What I want to show folks, you find that out, and I'm going to head on over to ether.fi, spelled just like the Ethereum coin, Ether, ETH. It looks like this. And Alex and I shared it on the show because we were looking at DeFi Llama one day. Pretty sure we were hanging out with Will. And we saw EtherFi on ETH staking as having a really nice interest rate. But look at their website. I remember coming here and being like, save, grow, spend. I know exactly what to do. This is a website for consumers. It's clear. Lots of different things you can click. Apparently, if your name is Alex Popovich, the buttons don't work the same way. The waiting list comes with a red flag, but $9.03 billion of TVL, a really solid staking reward, almost 3%, and 3% credit card cashback, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's a really smart, I think, solution. So
September 9th, 2024.
Dang. So they haven't even...
Okay, sorry. That's when they announced the cash card, and then it was released early 2025 for broader availability. And then by June 30th, 25, the card hit 10 million in daily transaction volume and has continued to grow since.
Bearded's got a couple of other facts there. Enhanced rewards as of late 25, 3 to 4% cashback, MEXC co-branding and borrow mode, right? For stablecoin loans at 4% APR. Okay, EtherFi. MEXC gets a guam for sure, but I'd give EtherFi a little ding for going to market what I would say is the right way.
It's a ding, but it's like a ding.
Oh.
Because that's the co-brand. Come on, guys. Come on.
Yeah, okay. So it's not a... It's more like a...
Yes.
Little baby ding. I'm gonna try and draw a baby ding. And who did I guam? I guam somebody.
MEXC.
MEXC.
Give him another one.
Game is rigged.
Against
game
MEXC.
is rigged now.
Which is only fair considering how much game rigging they do.
And a ding. Jeff Rascal says for Bearded. He's on the board. He's our chief fact check officer, and we appreciate them.
I don't know exactly what it looks like, but I do imagine that Bearded is just like, you know, monitor.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know, like one of them is just reading the matrix code over here. And then all of the rest are our streams. And then there's just the fact check machine.
Yeah, and all of it, he also has a mobile one inside one of his tractors for when he's on the field, like the really big tractor. And it's like a spaceship rocket. You know, he like gets in, but the seat is reclining, like laying back. You know, I could see that.
Yeah.
Or like he gets into one of those like floating salt tanks and the whole thing is just a screen. His mind is connected and he's just floating.
Yeah, it turns out there's actually no monitors. He's just playing it telepathically.
He's a Jeopardy champion.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. They also, the last little bit of news that I had here was Solana Mobile launched an airdrop for the SKR token for Seeker phone users and app developers. I have not seen any news about it except this announcement. Again, coming to us by way of Unchained. Shout out. One of the only newsletters I find valuable. Mm-hmm. Do we know anything about it? Did you hear anything about it? You said you heard about it on Twitter, but...
Only just that I gather that there is something interesting mechanically about it that I have not had time to dig into yet because I was reading bills. Should I have been reading about the Seeker token instead? That sounds more fun, but I did not.
Have fun staying poor, bro.
Yeah, apparently.
Diane Johnson has a question. Would you recommend a DeFi card versus Amex or Visa? And Diane, I wonder if you just clarify that a little for us. When you say a DeFi card, do you mean a crypto, debit, or credit card, or something else? And thank you for trusting us with the question. Alex, I know that at least Visa and probably MasterCard, but definitely Amex, have partnerships with these providers. That EtherFi needs someone like Visa. And often they rely on CompoSecure, shout out Arculus, for the chips that secure those cards, and even the cards themselves they manufacture. So what do we, while we wait for clarification, you know, do you have, since you're not a card user yet, are there any that you're using, any that you're like more excited to get than others, more jealous about when people are spending them in front of you?
Yes, one specifically, American Express.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I have had Amex card for a long time. It's the one that I most commonly leverage to take advantage of their points. But that's kind of my advice. I would say, you know, like there are so many of these things that if one of them offers an incentive and a direction that would pay an outsized return to you based on whatever you intend on using the card for, I would go that direction. You know, as long as there's not some weird ass, like, you know, hidden problem that you'd want to be aware of with, you know, some super predatory rate or something. But I mean, any of those big ones, I would say Like I have two Amex cards. One of them is the blue cash preferred card, which is just like, that's the one I use for food and gas because you get like an outsized points return and cash back on that one for groceries and gas. And because that's, big chunk of your monthly expenditures, that one made sense. And then the other one is more for travel.
Okay. She clarified about rewards in Bitcoin. I know some cards have rewards in Bitcoin, and I will say
my advice there is take advantage while you can, because those rewards are not going to last forever. That's a finite resource right there.
I double dip these rewards. I have shifted my daily spending to the Coinbase credit card because they will let you choose the currency you get paid out in, and I choose Bitcoin. And I don't think it's 3% or anything like that. The real hack for me and Bitcoin rewards is I use a site called river.com to buy Bitcoin every day. I've talked about it many times on the show. We have a referral link that helps the show over at rumshq.com in the recommended tools and deals tab. No fees, recurring buys and withdrawals in Bitcoin. And when your cash is on their platform, they're an exchange, a broker. They connect to your bank, make it easy to buy. When it's on their platform, it earns 3% interest in Bitcoin. And Alex, where else can you get 3% interest on Bitcoin?
Almost nowhere.
So I really like putting the money I plan to buy Bitcoin with, or even like some of my savings, into that account. River is certainly, I feel, as secure as any bank. And I have a good relationship with them. And if that money's going to become Bitcoin anyway, or even if it's just going to sit there until I need it, I want it to earn interest in Bitcoin.
Yes.
Oh, so.
Look at that, 10.35% APY on Carrot right now.
The chief carrot officer.
Yes.
That is a nice number. We were really, for the last couple months, it's between 5 and 10%. That's another great place you can get rewards on savings style accounts.
Yes. Side note, as the price of everything was dropping, let me see if I can put this on the screen share here.
Bearded, but the fact check, it's 3.3% on Bitcoin. Excuse me. Let me see. What you looking at, Mr. Carrot?
So I've rotated my swing trading position for Solana into Turbo Sol.
The whole thing?
The most active piece. Yeah, it's not the whole thing. Yeah. It's only about 15% of the overall swing trade position. That's not including the stake then. But if you look at this, so the little dots, I don't know if do they show up? They
do. I'll come closer.
Yeah, so the green ones are purchases and the red ones are sells. And see, this is why you take profits when things go up, because Evan, if you'll direct your attention to the exact perfect tippy top.
Oh, yeah.
Nailed it. This is where I screenshot this and create a TikTok that tells all of you that you are schlubs for not following me, because I am the most brilliant investor on the face of the earth. And if only you had been following me, you would have gotten this too. And then I also have a new ebook, and it's my trading strategy, and it's $299.99.
Alex, son of Linda, lord of the swing trade.
No, honestly, this is indicative of, when the price is going up, I am gradually selling. I had no clue at all if that was going to be the top. In fact, I sort of anticipated that it wouldn't be, so I didn't sell everything. But then we went off of this cliff here, and I bought again there. And I don't have a lot of confidence in the market right now. I will probably sell some of the position that I bought here there. It's just about an 8.5% swing up. That's a pretty good return for about 1 day.
And if you don't feel confident, not only are you making money, but you're moving in the direction of your conviction.
Exactly. Yes. And again, recognizing that from here, where it is at 70 cents, it could continue to go up. There would still be more SOL to sell as it climbs back up, closer to that dollar mark. Or if it went back down again, then there's SOL waiting to rotate back into the turbo. So
Something
there's
we haven't said in a minute that is a good question to answer if folks are wondering is, Alex, can you tell me more about the supply of this token, how it's issued or destroyed, what backs it? And specifically the question I'm trying to answer for someone is, I understand that this is SOL underneath this, that we have a pile of SOL somewhere.
Kinda.
That we are betting on going higher, and there is some light leverage applied, meaning they're borrowing money from somewhere to amplify the gains.
Yeah.
But what I want to answer for people is, I see this all the time. Folks who say, SOL is $129. This token is 70 cents. Help me understand how the prices of these related assets correspond to each other.
It's a great question. I will ask James that specifically for a better answer. James is the founder of DeFi Carrot. But in general, don't worry about the price of Turbo Sol specifically, or the other Turbo tokens, because there's 5 or 6 more at this point, does not matter. It's relation to the underlying asset itself. The Turbo version of whatever is a tokenized, wrapped, leveraged long position with low leverage, and it crosses several different leverage trading platforms. There is not exclusively like one open long position that is being wrapped here. There are multiple, which is one of the ways that they hedge the liquidation risk. So it's not liquidation proof 100%, but it's like, as he described it to me, very, very unlikely that it would get liquidated. You could just lose a bunch of money, but the benefit there is that the position won't liquidate. So just like with any other leverage, like what is it sitting at right now? 3.07x. So if it's up 8.44% today, divide that by 3, that's whatever SOL did today.
Got it.
Magnified by 3. And that amount of leverage fluctuates as well. Sometimes if way more people are buying than selling, or selling than buying, whatever, then that kind of fluctuates again. It ranges between like 1.5x and like 4x at the absolute highest. I don't think I've ever seen it higher than 4, maybe 4.1. But yeah, so basically, and actually, as we discovered the other day, there's another one of these XSOL. They work differently.
Yes.
But they do effectively the same thing. It's a way to get exposure to light leverage without actually having to leverage trade yourself. So it's much more of like a, if you really have good high conviction in the underlying asset, you can buy this particular token and get just safer access to something that you might be interested in low leverage trading on.
Yeah.
But of course it's leverage. So if the price turns around and goes the other way and SOL drops 5% tomorrow, that position of mine is going to lose 15% of its value.
Yeah.
So it works both ways.
Okay. A couple of comments and a good question here. I want to take us back a little. Stecklerish said, he said several funny things, actually. He talked about selling his pie. He talked about not listening to you because selling is a terrible strategy. And then he also said, I had a friend sitting on a stockpile of SOL he bought at $20. Is your friend Alex?
Hey, man.
Because that's my friend who bought a bunch of SOL.
Wasn't 20, though. It was 27.
Who's counting? Who's counting?
I am a big fan.
There was a really good question from Eric about those rewards you earn on credit cards. So I'd like to go back to this.
Yeah.
This is asking if interest earned on Bitcoin, or, you get cash back in ETH or even USDC, is that taxed as interest income in the year earned as a capital gains when the Bitcoin or whatever is sold? And faster than I can answer it, the chief fact-checked officer coming in hot again in the comments. Bearded has it. Interest and yields earned on crypto or spend are taxable as ordinary income in the current tax year. It's taxed based on the value of that token, like Bitcoin, in US dollars or your local currency at the moment you receive it. And I should say, if you live somewhere else, the tax rules might be different.
Yeah.
But that's a really good question. Taxes, baby. We've been talking about them a lot. And Alex, I forgot to say this in the commercial at the start. Aren't we giving away a little fun tax product tonight?
Yes.
Tell them about it while I pull up the screen share. I'm going to get them to where they can get it.
Sweet. So there are several options in the world of crypto tax softwares. These are softwares you can pay for that will go through all of your transactions and calculate your tax obligation, or the amount that you can write off, or both. and Awaken.tax is one of them. This is not sponsored by them. They're just friends of ours. And Andrew, their founder and CEO, was kind enough to tell me that we can have a like totally free plan for someone to give away tonight. So in addition to giving away an Arculus wallet, we'll give away one of those too. So at the end of the show, when we do the drawing, someone will win a free year of tax reports, crypto tax reports from Awaken, which is pretty sweet.
But here's what I need you to do so that I will know to pick you. Is the first thing you need to do is you need to go over to RUMS HQ. I'm talking about RUMS HQ. Hit me with the screen share, Alex.com. And from that place, you will go to the navigation menu at the top. Screen share, Alex. Do me. No, you hate me. I'll just tell you, and you will find it on the video later. It's a menu at the top. You open it up, and you look for recommended tools and deals. When you go there, I'll tell you what, not only do you see all the awesome sponsor partners that make this show possible, if you keep scrolling, right at the top, alphabetical order, you will see a link to Awaken Tax, built to make crypto taxes easier and to eat Coinly's lunch. If you register, we will consider it entered, valid, and perhaps we will draw your name at the end of the night.
It's worth noting it's free to make an account. You don't have to buy anything or pay for anything. You just make the account with the reference, and there we are.
Gotcha.
Rude.
Payback, man. It's payback.
I've never done that to you.
And Fayleaf said it, but I'm going to take credit for it. It is so true. Shout out. Holy cow. Thank you, sponsors. We appreciate all the sponsors talking about Arculus and Goodnow and Unlock Protocol and Polygon and the White Whale for making this show possible. Awaken, thank you for the link. Let's make crypto taxes easy. We're going to talk about it more this year. Lots of crypto tax content coming. I made a video about it the other day. We walked through a little Coinly the other day. We'll do more of that. But Alex, the floor is yours, man. Where do you want me to drive you next? I'll screen share anything. Anything you want.
I'm going to answer Carol's question. What's up, Carol? Good to see you.
Hi, Carol.
Carol asks, is there a case to be made to try or switch over to Awaken? And so I haven't done my taxes yet this year, and I'm not going to anytime soon. I file an extension every year, so I'll cross that bridge sometime in October. But I helped my mother get her account set up over there the other day, and so far, having gone through it several years in a row on Coinly, I don't think that Coinly is like a bad product or has a bad interface, but I really liked the way that Awaken sets everything up and the way that it displays all of my different considered accounts. Sometimes when I was looking at the Coinly dashboard, it kind of like gloms everything into one and makes it really hard to determine where it's coming up with a number from. Or if you see, like, you get your reported tax obligation or, tax write-off or whatever you're entitled to at the end of the year, I would look at it and be like, I don't think that's right. But I had a hard time like going through the minutia and like figuring it out. And Awaken did not have that problem. And it was a lot easier to get everything like plugged in there. Like once we started adding her accounts, because she's used a number of different wallets and done different things in different wallets, the freedom to individually flag like special exempt transactions and stuff too was really nice. That was definitely easier. This is just like a newer, more modern feeling product, whereas the other one felt more like my standard tax software. This was just easier to use. So I would say that if you're a person who has exclusively like dealt with crypto on like one or two centralized exchange accounts, I don't really think that the specific tax platform matters. In that case, I would look for whoever's going to give you the best deal on getting your reports.
Yeah.
And sometimes you might not even need them because depending on like who does your taxes or if you're a TurboTax user or whatever, you might just be able to take the free report that Coinbase gives you at the end of the year and send it right over, and that might be the end of it. But if you use like multiple wallets and you're doing a lot of DeFi stuff and you really don't want to comb through and deal with all of that, and you would rather have a platform that like can do a really good job going through multiple things, keeping it all straight, be able to differentiate between like wrappings or, where you would want to make sure that like a potentially taxable looking transaction is not recorded as such. And by that, I mean like, okay, a swap is a taxable event, right? If you were to swap from Ether into some other ERC20 token, you know, that's a taxable event. You're selling ETH to buy the other thing. You would not be obligated to pay. So you could be obligated to pay capital gains if you're selling ETH for a profit. If, however, what you're doing is swapping the ETH for a liquid staking Ether, that's not the same thing. And not all softwares would be able to like recognize that, hey, this was a swap, yes, but for a liquid staking token, and then maybe another one back into the native token, that shouldn't be recorded as a tax. You'd want to be able to like flag all of those individually and, you know, check them off and be able to declare them as what they were. Same with fees, same with bridging, same with wrapping and unwrapping, like all these things. So in that sense, that's where Awaken is far and away the best option. If you've done anything with decentralized wallets, decentralized finance, you're staking, you're using different protocols for liquidity providing or borrowing and lending or any and all of that stuff, this is the best one I've seen.
Emily
and again,
said,
not sponsored. Would be, but I'm not.
Working on it. First, we just want to get lots of people to use it, get their feedback, help Andrew build a good product, and if they succeed, you know, we all succeed.
Yep.
A good question after a good comment. Emily said it got all of her transactions right, and I already know Emily is an on-chain native, has been for a long time, probably has plenty of wallets, so that gives me a lot of confidence to back up what you said.
Yep.
And Sam Glavin asked, after we go to recommended tools and deals, sign up at Awaken Tax, what's next? Because I realize there's really no good way to prove you did it. It's kind of an honor system thing tonight.
No, I have a dashboard.
Oh, look at that. Damn, Alex has got a dashboard?
Yeah, if you don't have to do anything else. If you, here, I'll pull it up over here and I'll look at it on the other side.
Of course Alex has a dashboard. He has a whole blockchain Basecamp. I can't believe I ever doubted you.
Once again, Basecamp mentioned, once again, wasn't me. Once again, ding for Basecamp. It's a trap. You keep doing it, dude. This is you. This is all you.
I do love it. I secretly love it.
I know you do. How could you not?
How could you not? It's so good.
How could you not?
Just a quick plug for Blockchain Basecamp while Alex pulls it up. This is probably not something we'll have time to screen share tonight, but he's going to deploy it soon. If you want the link for this, and if you forget the tax link or you need help with anything, I'm telling you, community.rumshq.com. That's our site. That's our spot on the internet. It's a great place. And you can test out Blockchain Basecamp's features like setting up a wallet, practicing transactions, practicing the seed phrase, self-custody, storage. It's like all these things that have big consequences when you do them in the wild, but that you don't have to worry about because you can do it in a safe environment. It's even got a little tax calculator, some tips.
Dude, you know what the funniest feature is that my mom discovered the other day?
No.
If you're like doing your taxes on Awaken and there's a little thing in the bottom corner, like normally where it would be like, you know, chat with support, but it's like feeling stressed and you click on that, it starts playing like this little Zen meditation music in the background while you're doing taxes. It was very funny.
Yeah, I love it. The vibe is great. You got to have a good brand.
Oh, and side note, if you sign up for it with our reference link there, you do get a discount. And if you email Andrew and say that you are you're there because Alex and Evan at Rise Up told you, he'll give you more money off.
And I'm here to tell you too, if you're sincere about who you are, hi, I'm bearded. I'm a farmer who lives in California, and you know, I'm a grandpa and whatever. He'd probably be like, I can't believe this is reaching you. You know, if you have like a, I don't know, personal story or a note, he's the kind of guy you could send it to him. Hey, I wish you'd make this in a brighter color, large print, extra screens. Like, he's responsive. Andrew's good. I worry about him, but he's good. I want to make sure he gets some sleep and makes it to next year. Emily in the comments again says, GTFO, Robinhood, run. Are you breaking news to me, Emily?
No, she's just responding to someone saying that they use Robinhood.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so in answer to that to that comment, yes, Robinhood I would include in the list of like singular centralized platforms for better or for worse, that if that's the only thing you have touched, then going super overboard on, like super detailed tax reporting software is probably not necessary. However, Awaken is actually free to use if you are getting a report on less than 100 transactions. And dude, like based on just like what I know about my mom, I thought that there might be a chance that she qualify for that because she doesn't really, do or move a whole lot. Now you get guess a number. Guess how many transactions this woman had across her Coinbase account, her Kraken account, and let's see, how many wallets were there? Coinbase Smart Wallet, Phantom, and MetaMask.
Okay, guess in the comments. See if you can beat me. I'll give you a point. A question first. Is she staking anything?
Yes.
Is she lending anything? USDC anywhere? Getting paid in USDC on Coinbase?
Not last year during these transaction counts.
Okay. I'm going to lowball it 1,500.
Okay. I see a 450. I see 1,000, 967, 2,400, 450. Sorry, what was your guess? 1,500?
1,500, nice and round. Do I need to do $14.99 for insurance?
That's up to you, Evan. I'm not going to give you minutes.
Oh, man. Okay, all right.
Price is right.
Yeah, 1,500. I'm feeling cocky.
Okay.
I think it's higher.
Yeah, actually, God, I hate it when Evan wins stuff. It was about 1,700 transactions. And I looked that woman in the eye over Google Meet, and I was like, you probably qualify for the 100. And then I was like, oh my, and you know what it was though? She's been staking the dust for like a leftover abandoned Polkadot position on Coinbase Earn for like ever. So she has about 1,400 like quarter of a penny deposits of Polkadot for the last 3.5 years or something. So that was mostly to blame for that.
Linda, you degenerate, you. You on-chain native. Where's Jesse Pollock when you need him? Get this woman $50 to go on-chain. That's amazing. So if it works for Linda, it's going to work for Emily. It's probably going to work for you. And just another note about Robinhood. Like, hey, Robinhood is a totally legitimate, safe company. People ask us all the time, what about Crypto.com? What about Robinhood? What about Uphold? What about wherever I hold my crypto? They're fine. If it's a legitimate company that supports the networks and tokens you want to use, it's probably fine. But hear me now. When I tell you, you will have an easier time on a crypto native platform like Coinbase, like Kraken, like Binance, for the most part, than you will on something like Robinhood. Though they are catching up, though they have a DeFi wallet now, there are still people who encounter the frustrating experience of wanting to move tokens they think they own from an account on Robinhood, maybe to a wallet, and are met with limits. They're met with, sorry, I just can't move that token. They have to sell it, convert the balance to cash, send it to their bank, send it to another exchange, and buy the token. It's just a pain in the butt. You will save yourself time, money, and headache if you start with something like Coinbase, Kraken, Binance, and Robinhood. The ball's in your court. What you looking at over there?
I was just texting Andrew to ask how I can...
To ask, hey man, your phone blowing up? Everybody signing up?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cvish in the comments, good friend Cody, how you doing, brother? Asked, what's up with the sponsors? What I missed just reading the chat. I don't know what happened in the chat. We shouted out our friends who make the show possible, but I do want to tell you about something we're doing tomorrow on the Rise Up Morning Show, and that we started last week. If you missed it, we kicked off the new year with a bang, with some help from our friends at Unlock Protocol. We launched the Community Scholarship Fund, the Rise Up Community Scholarship Fund, and I'm going to share some stuff on the show tomorrow. We seeded it with $2,500. A couple of other folks have made donations to it, and I have a proposal for what I want to do with the Community Scholarship. So if you want to make a gift that will empower tech access, education for more people, where somebody can come in the community and say, hey, I want to go to this conference. Hey, I want to build this thing. Can you give me a micro grant? Or, hey, I want to sign up for a membership to whatever. Increasing access and education, we're all about it. Buying a workshop, that kind of thing. I want you to come tomorrow to the show with your plans. Unlock Protocol made it possible, but you are the next step. I'm very excited about some of the ideas I have. I can't wait to hear Alex's ideas, but I really want to hear everybody else's too. So Cody, that's my big news for anything to do with a sponsor partner is we are taking scholarship to the next level this year. I'm very excited about that. So I hope to see you on the morning show. What you got?
I'm just
my chief.
to you. No thoughts behind these eyes, just vibes.
No thoughts, just vibes. Tori, can we get that? Can we clip it? Get the new drawing. Yes, indeed. No thoughts, just vibes. If you've got a thought, if you've got a vibe, then let us know. Your crypto questions are on tap. So I'm not even on the same playing field as you guys. Someone says pros versus Joes.
You know, I'm just a prolific experimenter, and
He's a pro Joe.
I have I have like a standard, allowance that I give to myself to try a new thing. Like the other day when we were messing around with Hilo, which I'd never used before, what was it, like $40 of
yeah, it was like $48.
Yeah,
Alex
like
almost lost it. I
almost lost
it. We have such a great blooper reel.
Dude, that was a weird one. Yeah, I broke DeFi for myself when I was trying to do that. I interrupted a multi-stage transaction and like canceled something, and it was like half wrapped, and all of a sudden I had all the wrong tokens, and it was awful, but we ended up in the right place, more or less.
We really did. It was a good little tutorial. It was a fun little adventure, and we made it out alive, which is sometimes better than you can hope for, I would say. We have a question coming in from Cody, follow-up about the community scholarship. So let me pull this up and answer a couple of these questions, because I see people who want to donate, and I really appreciate you. I see Michael. I see Cody said that. If you go to community.rumshq.com and search Rise Up Community Scholarship, you will be taken to this page at Unlock Protocol, and you will be prompted with the option to, I need to, order the checkout. You can give at this time up to $10,000 or make gifts as large as just $1. Every dollar counts. And when you click through, you will be prompted to pay with crypto. But you can also, not only is it, let me do Evan at RUMS HQ. I love that it gives me a little email mask. I could be Cirque.
Evan, while you do that, breaking news. My high-low position is up. I've made $1.62. So you know what's funny? Is that in one day with this random DeFi protocol, I've already made, what's that, almost 10...
Dude, that's 0.5%.
Almost 10 times my 17-cent savings account interest. USAA, you get a gwump, and high-low, you get a ding. Look at that.
Damn, man. High-low, look at you. We did cover that on Tuesday. Is that right? We were doing the big drive-through yesterday?
Yeah. And to be fair, the current APY on this is 11.05%.
Must have been a big window.
And also, this is up as well anyway, because we rotated that whole thing out of the stablecoin and into this little the leverage position, the XSOL position. So up a smidge.
Nice. Up a smidge. I see a good question on deck here about dollar cost averaging into BTC and asking, should I change anything? So let me just say in anticipation, Whitworth, thank you for the question. Let us know more about your goals. Are you holding Bitcoin for retirement? Do you want to explore other cryptocurrencies? Are you a trader? Are you a just hands-off kind of person? Let us know. And then direct your attention to my screen. Can you bump me on stage? Am I on stage? Where?
Oh, wait,
we're battling. Yeah, I got it.
There
Thank you. Everyone in podcast land once again is left to wonder what we're up to over here.
Just running our fake radio show, guys.
So if you connect a wallet, it will detect at Unlock Protocol all of the tokens that you have in your connected wallet. So I can pay with ETH on any number of networks. They support up to 14 networks. So I can pay with ETH on Arbitrum, on Optimism. I have USDC on Ethereum. It doesn't have to be ETH. It doesn't have to be USDC. I can pay with BNB. I can pay with DGen token. Oh my God, that'd be the most useful thing that token's ever done for me. I could pay with Matic. The former right, exactly. DJ, get the hell out of here. You can pay. It's on chain. It's fast. And so whatever cryptocurrency you have laying around in your wallet, even that useless DGen token that you thought never would amount to anything can do more good. Just like when you send your old car to National Public Radio, but the on-chain version. You do have to pay with crypto for this. However, because this is kind of a Trust Me Bro scholarship, we don't have a 501c3. If you trust us and you wish to do it, we have means by which you can send us a credit card payment or a Venmo or a PayPal to the company, and we will absolutely gladly get that token for you. And then when you've got your own self-custody wallet, we'll send it off to you. Maybe with a little extra love, just because we appreciate you for supporting. So if you have more questions, the community is the best place for them. We can walk you through the scholarship. Alex, now to Whitworth. DCAing USDT into BTC. Should I change anything? And the follow-up is just also hold HBAR. Long hold. Pretty simple. Words of wisdom, my friend?
It's a hard thing to just answer.
It is a hard thing to answer. That's what I was hoping you would say.
Yeah. It's one of those things that, to be frank, I probably can't really answer helpfully for you. Like, you can contextualize it with, the way that I approach it, the way Evan approaches it. Even between the two of us, it's different. And we have very similar opinions and plans and views and time horizons and risk profiles and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Alex and I are two guys who are actually different.
Kind of.
But we don't, look or act it much.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Different font anyway.
Yeah. I generally find that like a relatively safe strategy is to treat, if you have a lengthy time horizon, recognizing the fact that we are currently weathering a hefty manipulation storm that has been going. I mean, we just saw it again. It's a rinse repeat kind of a thing, right? We just got more tariff announcements, this time against more allies. We got the potential use of force in Greenland. All of it scared the market. Market dropped. Less than 48 hours later, the entire thing was reversed, and here we are. So, recognizing that we are probably going to weather that again and again and again and again. Like long term, my outlook on Bitcoin is that, I think everyone should have a little bit of it. I think that the definition of a little bit of it really doesn't matter and really depends on you. I know I'm constantly self-conscious, the fact that I don't think I have enough. So, little bits at a time when I have money that I do not need, that I don't need access to. I treat it the same way when I make a monthly contribution to the Roth IRA. It's the exact same principle.
I would say if you're somebody who's holding crypto as an investment for the long term, that the farther away you get from Bitcoin, the less and less likely anything seems. Even Bitcoin is very new. And in the bigger picture, I would say it's not as entrenched, though I think it's more inevitable, than something like the dollar. I think it's as valid as something like gold, but it's new considerably. And so when you look at other crypto tokens and ask, where do they stand? I did this for a video today, Alex. Every now and then somebody asks me, what's your top crypto? What's your favorite crypto? What's your top 5? What's your top 10? So I did a top 5. And I said, before you give a top 5, you got to define what criteria you're using. A greatest crypto list? What's the criteria? And I said, for me, I don't like to be actively involved with my crypto. The less I have to touch it, the better. And I'm speaking specifically about the crypto I use for the purpose of turning my dollars into more dollars someday. I like to be as hands-off as possible. The less I'm touching it, the less I'm trying to do stuff with it, the better. I'm not a great trader. And I know more about this stuff than probably 99% of people just walking around, So I said Bitcoin. I said ETH. I said I happen to treat Sol that way. But if things changed with Sol or with ETH or even with Bitcoin, I'm not married or tied to them. I'm not going down with that ship. I'm not excited about them or feeling like I'm early. I see the globe and important, powerful players starting to adopt them in meaningful ways that translate to further adoption, further attention, and further likelihood that they'll be around tomorrow. Outside of that, I had to go to CoinGecko and pull up the top 100 and look just to think, what else would I round up my top 5 with? And you know what, of course, I forgot was BNB. I would feel comfortable holding BNB for 5 years if somebody told me I had to. I looked at Link and said, I looked at XRP and said, I don't think it'll be relevant in 5 or 10 years if they miss a couple of their swings. I settled on hype. I settled on World Liberty Fi. What I said was, I feel good about World Liberty Financial in the next year and about Hyperliquid, but in 5 years, if World Liberty Financial is still relevant because Donald Trump is still president in 5 years, we're going to have much bigger problems. And then the only other one in the whole top 100 I looked at and I was like, yeah, I would do that is Aave. Jito Sol's in the top 100, but if I'm already holding Sol, you know, I feel comfortable doing it. But if you're asking me my top 5, you know, and you don't want to fuss with it, I don't know. It's a small list for me. It's a small list.
It really is. I mean, I'm genuinely not really that interested in a lot. Not to say I'm not aware of it, although there's plenty I'm unaware of these days, but I don't know, man. It's, it largely, oh crap.
Largely put it on the counter.
Sketches me out.
So that's the point though, is there's a temptation, isn't there? Especially for people who are new to the crypto scene, who feel like they're not early anymore, like they missed Bitcoin. There's a temptation to just buy everything, isn't there? We've been there. Don't fall into that temptation. Just because you're learning about new hot stuff, just because something's new hot, just because it went up in price doesn't mean it's valuable. Doesn't mean that there's anything substantive that will lead to future price increases. The number one driver of cryptocurrency price up or down is hype or lack of hype. So take that for what you will, and don't let anybody push you into a decision to buy a token because they told you it was going to blow up, especially not your cousin Carl or whoever. No hate to Carl.
Cousin Carl gets such a bad rap.
Dude, I can't wait to meet somebody, Carl, who is like got 12 cousins and just be like, bro, you.
It's your fault.
It's your fault. Sorry, Carl.
Couple rapid fire questions. Someone asked if I hold IBIT in my Roth IRA. And I do hold a Bitcoin spot ETF, but it's not IBIT, not because I prefer the one that I have, but because I got it automatically. Before we had ETFs, I was investing in the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust through my IRA. And after the ETFs became approved, Grayscale converted that trust into an ETF. And so that's what all my ETF shares are. Normally, I wouldn't do that one just because their fees are a little bit higher, but because I got a sweet deal on it as a previous trust holder, I kept it. And it's the best performing asset in the IRA. Someone else asked if I would transform that into a like an iTrust Capital crypto IRA. No, but I would start a separate one and run more than one. I'm comfortable keeping that one exactly as it is. It is exclusively S&P 500 index and the Grayscale Bitcoin spot ETF. And then, sorry, I need to scroll.
No, while you're thinking about it, I wanted to scroll to something which is our good friend Jeff Rascal. When we were talking back about payment cards, he was talking about one that lets him invest in Schwab, a Schwab Amex that gives him 1% back that he can just use right from his Schwab account to invest. So you could do something like that if you were trying to accumulate, whether it's stocks, bonds, anything Schwab sells. They definitely have some of the crypto ETF.
Yeah,
products.
that was one I was not aware of, which I'm gonna have to look into because Schwab is where my IRA lived.
Nice.
The other one was, I think, someone asking a follow-up about the carrot that we were talking about. So DeFiCarrot.com is a DeFi protocol. It is not a staking protocol, so you are not staking there. It is very easy to confuse because, like, you know, in practice, the experience from the user side between like staking on a website and providing, you know, collateral on a different one, either way, they earn you an interest rate. So it effectively is the same thing. But DeFi Carrot specifically is a place where you can take a stable coin, USDC or USDT, and earn pretty decent interest on it. Right now, what's it? 10, almost 10.5% APY right now, and it ranges. Bearded, what was it earlier yesterday? You know, 6%, maybe in a little bit less. Fluctuates. Depending, you'll see that range a lot depending on current demand, supply, who's pulling a bunch of stable coins out, who's buying a bunch, who's doing whatever. They also have some methods where you can like get involved with leverage lightly without actually leverage trading, which is kind of interesting. You know, use that at your own risk. But you know, just one of the many easy to use DeFi protocols that we are fans of. Not sponsored by them, but again, I would be.
I would be too. I definitely would be.
You know, speaking of the sponsor thing, I have a hypothetical question for people. we get approached quite a bit with potential like projects to work with or potential sponsors, and we were discussing earlier one such proposal without naming names. The immediate concern that we flagged is that they have not released their token yet, and they are going to. And I'm curious, what would you think about that specifically? Because my worry is that there's really no way to like talk about a thing that's pre-TGE. TGE is an acronym that stands for Token Generation Event. It's the unnecessarily long and complicated jargony term for crypto project releasing its token. There's like no way to really talk about a pre-token project without like that being the focus, because then like I feel like all I would be doing is giving disclaimers like, hey, probably don't, hey, probably don't.
I don't think
hey,
that's
like,
true.
Don't.
I mean, Awaken Tax is a crypto product.
But they're not like about to TGE.
No.
That's my point.
Emily
like
says,
it's been announced.
Brain dump it. Go for it.
It's impending. It's going to be the talk of the town. It's why we're interested. It's why they're looking, for stuff. And I don't know. Like it depends on the project, but also like now's just token launches are not in a good place right now.
Token launches are not in a good place. And it's never a good idea as a company to set up an incentive structure where you need to pay back your early investors by getting retail investors to pay you money before you have a product to sell them, and then hope that their money will be enough to pay back your early investors and fund your company while you rebuild trust with them until you have a product they need.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not how to do it. That's my thought on it. So I'd be curious everyone else's thoughts, and I do want to hear Emily's brain dump. Emily, I would like to see that video. If you brain dumped it, I would repost it. I have a lot of thoughts on that. We talked to Dr. Allman lightly about tokenomics, and I think that's a place our space, like he said, has been so uncreative and unimaginative.
For real.
I mean, we have tokens. They can be so much. I think it would be better if they built a great product, built a great brand, came to where the people were, and then spent time with them to develop and refine that product, and then used something like experience points to track it. And then instead of giving their token to a bunch of degenerates who are just going to sell it and will never use their product again, maybe they can find a better way to integrate if it's just one token. They got to do that. The people who receive it with like an ecosystem, ongoing engagement. But I think they should have more than one token. That's what I think. Eric's advice is not to talk about your tokens on a first date. You talk about your tokens on a first date? Not that you've had a first date since you've had tokens.
Yeah, it's been about 14 years.
If I had a first date again, first of all, blowing my mind to think about, but
You're talking about crypto immediately.
I fear I could only date.
You're talking about it immediately. You're not even fully sat down before you've said something.
Hang on, let me DCA real quick. No, Alex, if I'm on a first date again, it's because...
Hey, where do you buy your Bitcoin? Oh, you don't?
Check, please. It'd be because Kimberly had run away or something, and I could no longer be with her, and Christina had run away, and Alex and I were going to get married for the tax benefits. That would be about
yeah,
be about the only way I
tax
could
benefits.
Do it. We could probably we could share glasses probably. It'd be all right.
No, your prescription is awful,
dude. My eyes are so bad. That's okay. We could
People think mine are bad and I'm blind until they meet you and see those Coke bottles.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it would be rough for me to talk about crypto on a first date. But maybe I would I don't know, maybe I'd date crypto people. I don't know. Don't talk about your tokens on the first date. That's good. Okay, if you've got a crypto question, if there's something you'd like us to look into, let us know. I do want to clarify for Whitworth, asking about the DCA. So you don't think it's wise to DCA into Bitcoin? No, that's not what I'm saying. I will tell you clearly the best investment decision, crypto or otherwise, I have personally ever made was getting a set it and forget it rule at river.com. No fees every day. They do it so I don't have to think about it. I accumulate the same amount of Bitcoin. And It's so good. If I don't do anything else right, I'm going to be okay. And honestly, I try not to do other things because I don't know that I'll ever get anything. That's what conviction looks like. Alex, you are like that with your soul right now. You're not looking a lot of other places, right? You know it. You feel confident with it. When it's down, you buy it. When it's up, you sell it. It's easy mode that way because you don't have to worry, oh, do I believe in it? Right?
Yep.
Easy. So if you got something like that that's working, don't try to fix it.
Yeah, and with regards to the question about Hedera specifically, I wouldn't like sit here and pontificate at you to say that it's a bad investment. It's not one that I am personally interested in, but that means exactly as much as the opinion of any other guy on the internet. So, take it for what it's worth. I am personally not interested in the corporate crypto stuff. I just really, it's not why I'm here. I don't really personally value those things, and I don't really want to participate, so I choose not to. It's not to say that, like, I think it's a bad investment. It's just not where I'm at. I do other stuff.
Shout out to Pedro Toncosco, who asks, how are you guys? He is the winner of an Arculus wallet per last week. So thanks for supporting the show, Pedro. I am well. I'm glad you asked. How are you, Pedro? Everyone
Speaking of giving away wallets.
You want to do one?
Yes.
Let's do one right now. Okay, if you need cold storage, you've got 3 great options, and all of them are coming from the official cold wallet sponsor of Rise Up Media. I'm talking about Arculus. Alex, what's your threshold? If you had $100, $1,000, what is it you always say? If somebody has an amount that feels significant, sad to lose.
Yeah. If you have whatever your personal definition of is of a significant amount, then it's time. If you have reached the amount where like you'd be real pissed to lose it, it's time to stop buying and learn about self-custody, acquire that skill, and then use it.
And we want you to use the device that makes you feel best, that supports the networks and tokens you want to use, that you're confident using well. But we choose to partner with Arculus because we really think their product, not only is it extremely secure, it's from one of the world's largest, most legitimate security and encryption companies, CompoSecure, but it's also really easy to use, and their customer support team is excellent. I wouldn't even entertain telling you any of this if I didn't personally believe it. I've used lots of other wallets. I've used Ledger for the longest, and I think Arculus, the user experience, blows it out of the water. You can choose between a plain Jane silver and black Arculus. You can now choose the XRP branded Arculus, or let us know if you want to wait just a little longer. In a few weeks, we will have the RUMS co-branded purple wallet.
And who wouldn't want one with my face on it?
I was just about to say, how could you not?
Correct.
I think that's the move. And even if nobody wanted your face, let me remind you who else's face is on what I'm talking about.
Will.
Hey there,
Yeah, we strategically maneuvered the R in RUMS over Evan's face.
Yeah. We made Will's face a little larger, photorealistic. We spent the big money on Will's
Actually,
imprint.
the Arculus design team just got back to us and said, how would you guys feel about scrapping 2 of these faces? Just keeping this one with the jawline.
Yeah, I'm gonna replace these other faces that look like 2 thumbprints, dude, and just do Will.
It really is bullshit because even Will's cartoon has a jaw.
Yeah,
whose idea was that?
I wonder, but he doesn't have the mustache. We might need to get Kyle to upgrade the graphics. Yeah, that's
Sharpie
right.
it on.
Yeah. So let us know if you need cold storage wallet while we're answering a couple of these rapid fire questions, because we always get great questions about Arculus and cold storage. We will take these names down. We'll be looking for you whichever platform you're on. And if you're listening in the future, hey, listen, you too can be entered in giveaways like this. If you want to win a wallet, the best way to do it is to head to community.rumshq.com, sign up for a premium membership trial. I will be giving all the time an extra wallet away to people who are premium members, just because they really are the very best part of what we do. It's free for 10 days. It's $30 a month, and you get a lot of stuff. It's good. You can read about it. Now your cold storage questions. The question from Demers is, first, are we live? And yes, Demers.
Absolutely.
Nice to see you. The second question is, did you lose your Arculus card yet? So small. Alex, are you worried about losing your Arculus card?
Nope.
Why?
You know what? I should be, because I lose everything. But But no, because, and actually, Evan, I think we can hit two questions at once. We had a request from the Count of Saint Crypto, which
hey Count,
I love that username.
Uh-huh.
Always have. And I know you just did this video yesterday or the day before about, your crypto actually live on the wallet. Where is it? Which I know you've whiteboarded at least once or twice, and I just saw you answer again. So you can do that one, but I'm not personally worried because the crypto is not on that card. So if I lose it, it really doesn't matter. The card is the conduit through which I access permission to do things with my crypto, mostly move it or, transfer it, cherish it, keep it, move it out to sell it, whatever, move it to a different wallet. That's because the card, the wallet, whether we're talking about a Trezor, a Ledger, a Tangent, an Arculus, or whatever, or, honestly, a MetaMask or a Phantom, as hot wallet variants of the same concept, the crypto doesn't live there. It's on the blockchain. The wallet just gives you the permission to do it. It's where the keys live. It's where the super long, super secret special password lives that proves that you are the rightful owner of those particular tokens. So if I lost the card, I could get another one. And because I keep my seed phrases in a secure place that I am not going to lose, I could re-upload my account to the new device and it would be right there. I am a big fan of this.
I also love Emily's comment that says, if you understand the internet, you understand crypto. It's just the next iteration of the internet where you'll own stuff. And it's all about where the stuff is, who it's assigned to, and who has permission or not to move it. Alex, you said where the crypto lives. You really answered the question. It's the misunderstanding. No, it's okay. But I'll just iterate to say a lot of people think that your crypto lives on your wallet, on your ledger, on your computer, on your phone. It doesn't physically exist. The only place it exists is in the records that compose this thing called the blockchain, which is really just like a shared checkbook. It doesn't matter if it's physical or digital. What matters is, do we have an accurate record of it? And what makes the record accurate is that there are, for most of these cryptocurrency networks, hundreds, sometimes thousands, or in the case of something like Bitcoin or Ethereum, tens of thousands of computers around the world owned by independent operators that are validating not only transactions as they come in, but they are keeping a historical record of the order transactions came in, who spent what, who owns what right now, and it's not linked to your identity. They don't even need to know your name. They use something called a private key. The crypto in cryptocurrency stands for cryptography and refers to the means by which these computers, without needing humans on the other side of them to know your information, can verify it when you present an encrypted key. The same way you might unlock a mailbox to take out a piece of mail or send a piece of mail from your home address. And anybody can send you mail without being able to get your mail. Your cryptocurrency keys live on these devices and allow you to prove yourself to any blockchain node, we call them, that can look up your access and see what assets you're entitled to and let you do all the things owners do with them. It's a real good deal. And I've got to start doing it. No more excuses. I want to start doing a series where I show people my Arculus wallet and say, I've got $1 million on this Arculus wallet, which will be false. But the principle would apply, and then throw it in a blender or run it over with my truck or set it on fire with a blowtorch, just to show people that if I have my keys, my seed phrase, that access, it can be restored anywhere. I can just get a new card, use my seed phrase to establish a new secure connection. It's excellent. And it's great for people like me and Alex who lose everything. And yes, Demers, it's available not only in Canada, it's available globally. So if you win tonight, we can ship it to you wherever you are, whenever you listen. Alex, do you think we have enough names written down for people who need cold storage?
Yeah, I've got a good handful. Last call. If you want to toss out a comment to enter yourself in the running.
Whitworth asks, what about Tangent? Tangent is a similar user experience to the Arculus card in that it secures your keys on an encrypted card, and it uses an app to verify your keys. But I don't know. I would be interested to talk to them because I haven't talked to them. They're opinionated about self-custody. They believe in something called assisted self-custody. They don't think everybody should be expected to manage private keys. though they give you the option to if you wish, they prefer that you do something that splits your key, encrypts it, and sends it in a couple of different places so that if you ever lose it, they, without needing to see it, can help you recover it by verifying who you are. You give up a little privacy, a little control for some convenience. And I also don't think their company is legit. Dr. Adam Lowe made the point on our show when he came last time that the Arculus wallet is designed by CompoSecure, one of the largest companies in the world, a global leader in cryptography that makes the chips for your Visa, for your Amex card, that companies trust with like trillions of dollars in transaction volume. Tangem is made by a startup. No shade to startups. We love them. I think I have a higher degree of confidence in the Arculus product. But if you like Tangem better and you feel confident using it, I love that. May I please toss my name in, please? Excellent. Yes. Alex, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to hit a drum roll, and I'm glad to pick a random number and let you count back comments or do whatever you want. Pick a color.
Nope, you will be picking a number.
Picking a number. Give me a parameter. I'll give you a drum roll. And this is not the only Arculus wallet we're giving away tonight. Remember, I said we'd give one away to a premium member, and Alex has been pushing me. We very well could give away, another 2 or so. I don't know.
We might.
I also want to do a special cold storage live where what we talk about outside of the regular morning, after dark, trust issues, market watch show schedule is specifically cold storage and wallet questions. I do see a lot of good ones rolling in, and we will absolutely answer them. But I want to have a dedicated space for that. And hey, if you don't win tonight, last thing I'll say, and then your time is up, Alex, is if you want an Arculus wallet anyway, you don't want to wait, you can either go to getarculus, ARCULUS.com, or if you're on TikTok, head to the TikTok shop, and you can use the code RUMS10, RUMS10, on their website, or ARCURUMS10 on the TikTok shop to get 10% off. They usually have really good deals on TikTok shop though. So no excuse not to get yourself cold storage. It's $99 with 10% off. You're talking $89. TikTok shop deals, maybe even lower. I've seen people get it on TikTok shop for like $66. And don't they have a vet discount too for veterans to get like 20%? Is it 20, 25? Somebody help me with a little bit of a fact check yourself, brother. But it's a good deal.
Sure.
And we appreciate them for making the show possible. Emily says, if you can't afford a cold wallet, you probably don't need the hassle.
I still think that understanding how self-custody works is a worthwhile skill. And so, I wouldn't turn one down. I used to say that as soon as you had more crypto than the wallet costs, it's time to get self-custody. And then I sort of amended that.
Yeah, I don't think everybody needs it. I think some people are probably fine just buying an ETF or holding crypto on Coinbase if they feel more comfortable with that.
Might as well.
If you can get a free one, you might as well. Exactly. And it's secure. You can take this thing around with you. Nobody's going to be able to just like skim the NFC. It has to be very close to your phone to establish the connection. And even if they did, they would still need to know the PIN code you set up with Arculus. And they would still need to know more than that, your seed phrase. So this thing is like triple encrypted. You can encrypt the app on your phone with biometrics if you wish. It's a very secure, very easy to use experience as wallets go. Is there room for improvement? Absolutely. But if anybody's going to swing that bat, I'm glad it's Arculus. Alex?
Ready?
The time has come.
Stall.
No more. Here we go. Number between what you need.
Give me a number. Let's see. There's a lot of names. Give me one between 1 and 12.
How about 11?
All right, hold on. All right, and let me get the full. So the first winner is Bengals fan 31285.
Bengals fan. I love Bengals fan. I have known them on TikTok for maybe 2 years now, Bengals fan. That's great. I love it. Okay.
Snap.
Okay. But there's another one?
I think we should do another one.
I think we should do another one.
We have not
too.
run through. What did you say we've done like so far? Like maybe a dozen, maybe a baker's dozen.
Yeah. And some people have not yet messaged me back. And I feel generous enough for the most part that if, 3 months from now somebody is like, hey, I didn't see that message. Am I still eligible? I'd probably be like, yeah.
I'd probably just buy
get
you
it
one
for
at that point. But, I mean, the deal with Arculus was for what, 24?
Yeah, that's right.
And
I bet
the campaign ends in 9 days.
And I'm here to tell you, they sent me this XRP wallet that is still sealed, and it's not that I don't love XRP. I probably won't use this.
I don't think
I'll re-gift it. I will re-gift it. Lovingly, I will re-gift it. If you want to, and here's what I'll do before I re-gift it. I will sign the sealed outside package of this wallet. So if you want a wallet co-branded with XRP that also has my proven signature on it on a live stream, I feel like that's I feel like I lost a bet to do that, but alas, here I am. I would do that for you.
There you go.
I would sign it.
I would do the same thing. I'll sign it as Alex RP.
I thought you were going to say you'd sign it as Evan. I will also sign it as Evan.
I will also sign it as Will.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We'll throw in $10 of Will's money too. So
yeah, Will just volunteered to throw $10 in because he's not here. And he's on a cruise.
This comment from Cody. Damn well it's already in Alex's pocket.
No.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh. This is a gross misrepresentation.
Okay, Alex, you want me to pick another number, or you want to give me 11 and go around?
Well, yeah, you just can't say 11 again.
Okay, how about number 2?
All right, number 2. That is Vicky.
Vicky, congratulations.
Vicky P.
Vicky P.
All right, there you go. That's 2. I don't know how. We should probably add up how many we've done total, because I know there's more.
We'll add it up. And we're going to do a giveaway for somebody who becomes a premium member tonight. So if you are not yet a premium member, you haven't signed up for a premium trial, go to community.rumshq.com, or you can go to the main website, rumshq, rumshq.com. There will be a little pop-up there that says, hey, have you thought about premium membership?
Yeah, so if you are Vicky or Bengals fan, to claim the winnings, we just need to know where you'd like it sent, and you can email us.
You can email us, or you can head over to community.rumshq.com, leave a message in literally any channel. Mm-hmm. We will see it. Just say, someone will see it. I won the wallet tonight. When you go to community.rumshq.com, by the way, I might as well say this since you're oh, Alex, bless you. Since you're probably wondering, once I get there, how do I sign up for a premium membership? Let me just say, once you get there, you'll be dropped off in a place called Start Here. It walks you through step by step how to jump into this crypto community. You can just gaze lovingly into Will's eyes and take advantage of all the great resources we have here. It's an awesome place to ask a question like the ones you're asking tonight, to get a second opinion on something. It walks you through if you're on mobile, and it even gives you, let me scroll down, sorry, Vertigo, all the steps once you've created an account, and it's got, boom, a link right here, but they're everywhere. Unlock more with premium membership. It'll take you to a little page that'll tell you all the benefits and let you sign up for a trial. You can cancel anytime. It's $29 a month or $300 for a year. You get a lot of stuff. You get access to office hours. Will hosted office hours today. I host office hours every week. I've got one coming up Friday. We do after shows in the Circle community for everybody, so you can come. You can check it out on a Thursday. There's so much good stuff there. Really, truly, the only thing missing is you. So, Vicky, Bengals fan, send us a message, community.rumshq.com, and everybody else, sign up for a trial and get entered. Or stick around next week and we'll probably give more away. Alex, we've got about 25 minutes left on this stream to do pretty much whatever we want. So, help me out. I don't know that I can deal with the responsibility of all this power. Oh, Tori, save me from myself, said you can also fill out the survey for another chance to win. Ooh. I can't believe I'm going to do another commercial, but this is an important one. Alex, you want to do the commercial and I'll do the screen share to tell them all about it?
Yeah. So, again, we would all really appreciate it. We just threw up a multi-question survey that we're using to collect some data just to help create a better world of advertising and marketing in the crypto space. So if you go to rumshq.com, which is the website for the show, not the community, just lop the community part off of that first URL, and that's it. The very first link up there is a quick little quick little survey. How do you feel about the show? How do you feel about seeing sponsored content? How have you reacted to it? What have you thought about, this one versus that one? Filling it out would be really, really helpful. All of the information there is anonymous, but the numbers and the data specifically gathered there is going to be shared with our specific partners and the ones that we hope to work with, just to help demonstrate why they should work with us or keep working with us.
Yeah, and we've already gotten some really great responses. People saying, I trust you. I appreciate you. Thank you for this time. Thank you for this community. Please don't do any more policy on the After Dark. What the? Just kidding.
Evan?
Okay. But there's a lot of really good
I think I saw
feedback.
one requesting more Basecamp. I'm pretty sure I saw at least 2 or 3 of those.
What's that, Alex? I think you're, he rugged. Anyway. If you've got a crypto question, if you've got a suggestion or something, feedback for the show, that's the best place to leave it. Okay. I see you, Tori. Thank you very much. Lots of chances to win an Arculus wallet tonight. What if we kissed at RUMS HQ? That's Christina.
What if it was while you filled out the survey?
Yeah, and verified it with your Arculus wallet. Oh my God, chills. Christina gets 5 points. Because it's definitely been a while since I saw Christina and gave her a true ding.
Every time she shows up at the end, she just passes me in points aggressively. Because Evan's like, ooh, perfect. Another opportunity for corruption.
Rude Boy says, take your shirts off and spin them around your heads like your helicopters. And Solom says, Alex wants a dance battle. Do you, Alex? You want me to call your friend back?
One was enough. And I still, to this day, do not know how that man got on stage.
Here's a rapid fire question for you from Yushio1177. How are you, sir? Madam, nice to see you. ETH price in 2030? And beyond their question, I'd like to know, what role do you think that the Ethereum currency or the Ethereum network is going to have in this whole crypto new internet landscape 5 years from now?
I mean, as it stands, ETH is king, and I do not see that changing anytime soon. I think especially given Polygon's recent acquisitions and their, move to solidify their spot as the undisputed, and I don't even know where second place is, but I can't imagine that it's too close behind, leader in the payment space. All of that's on ETH. It's not going anywhere. I couldn't tell you the price. I mean, who knows? Is 5 years from now going to be an off year? Like I said, we're weathering a whole lot of manipulation storms right now, but in general, I cannot imagine ETH going anywhere. ETH is king. More TVL than every other blockchain put together. That has been the case for as long as we've been looking at TVL. And the biggest DeFi protocols on the planet are on ETH. ETH is still the place where, most new stuff goes first, whether it's there or a layer 2 built on it, leveraging the security of Ethereum. The only time that there's really an exception to that is when something gets put on Solana instead. But yeah, I mean, in 5 years, I feel pretty confident that Ethereum will still be top of the pile.
I think it'll still be top of the pile too. And I thought about that today when I answered this question. At least if I was to go into a coma, or something for 5 years, if I couldn't touch it outside of Bitcoin, while I might at this moment in time take a hedge bet to say, outside of Bitcoin, I'll put more money into Solana than I will into ETH. There is a very small, I can count on one hand, half of a hand, really, truly, the number of tokens I would feel comfortable doing that with, and one of them is Bitcoin. So looking at the price, it's about 3,000, hit a very quick all-time high last year. I don't tend to think about the price chart too much. There's a lot of interesting stuff happening in around Ethereum. People are contributing their mental and life energy to it. I see it used everywhere all the time in our industry, and I think that future is just getting started. So who knows how the token will accrue the value that is to come, but I think the value that is to come is definitely exponential, and ETH is the closest positioned to the internet of blockchains to capture that, is my take.
Yep. Just to drive the point home. here is Ethereum's TVL right now, $69.458 billion. Solana is in second place with 8.5.
Yeah.
And it's down from there. You know, Bitcoin is, I don't know how I feel about that one. The Binance Smart Chain, 6, you know, Base under 5, Tron a little bit less, Plasma really rocketed up there, but you know, 3.25.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Arbitrum, Hyperliquid, Polygon, Avalanche, and with SWI we fall under $1 billion for the first time. So, you know, it's not even close. Just about 70 compared to 8.5 in second place. And I will, you know, the caveat or the disclaimer there is that TVL is not like the end all be all of metrics. There is a lot to be said about the concept of dead TVL, you know, like old money locked in contracts that is inaccessible and doesn't have the option to move anymore. But I mean, those numbers are pretty stark.
You know, we talked about getting our friend Mark Boyron back on the show, CEO over at Polygon, and I would really like to ask him. He talks a lot. I remember when they were talking about AgLayer on the show before about this concept of productive TVL. Some of that might just be locked in contracts that are dead or that nobody accesses or cares about anymore. But I would really like him to define that metric. And I wonder if there's a good metric to help us get a sense of how much of the TVL on the Ethereum network is truly productive, or any network. I think that would be a really helpful conversation to define the terms and have.
No, I think so. But I would still just highlight the fact that, as we just mentioned here, here's EtherFi, one DeFi protocol on Ethereum exclusively. And EtherFi
alone
has more TVL than all of Solana.
And that's productive TVL, I would say.
And that's productive TVL.
Yeah.
So, you know, yes, that is absolutely something that needs to be considered. I'm gonna do you a favor, Evan, and tell you I'm gonna stop the screen share here.
Bless you. Thank you.
Oh, look at that. But
he is kind.
ETH is king. It's not changing. No one's even close to dethroning them.
Yeah, and the question becomes from Whitworth asking again, so should I DCA ETH? I think that depends. I don't DCA ETH. I do tend to buy it because I use it for a lot of stuff, and I do have some that I'm speculating with. But pretty much everything, Alex, for me is like, well, it could be Bitcoin. I feel more confident about Bitcoin as a, if ETH goes, I think ETH is a $10,000 a token asset, no problem. But I could be wrong about that. There's a lot of variables in terms of what could cause value to accrue to the price of the token or not.
Yeah.
You think so? How would you say it?
Yeah, I would say, so I also do not DCA into ETH. I do own a non-insignificant amount of it, and I would like to own more. And the reason I don't yet is because the money that I have that's like available for that, like part of my portfolio, is pretty much all in Sol, just because Solana has more high yield opportunities that I am familiar with. I'm relatively unexplored in the world of Ethereum DeFi. I have like the big safe ones where the stuff that I do have is staked / providing liquidity and earning yield there. But I mean, Solana is just a beautiful DeFi ecosystem. It really, truly is. And I would like to get more involved with ETH DeFi. So as I do that, I will own more of it. Profits that I earn, that I pull out of Sol from the swing trades, some of that goes into ETH. More of it goes into Bitcoin. But it's not a DCA strategy. I would like to own more. I do not feel like I own enough.
And you know, again, Alex and I are probably the wrong guys to ask to some extent because we have sort of a confirmation bias together. I also, with more of my active capital, tend to be focused on managing positions in and around Solana. I use ETH all the time, and I do a lot of DeFi stuff, mostly on layer 2s, but it's not deep DeFi where I'm looping and restaking and doing all this kind of stuff. Mostly, I've said this before on the show, there will be new protocols like Katana was new that are looking for liquidity and will give you a better than usual incentive, often in the form of new tokens and stable coins, which is great for me. It's relatively low risk if you know how to kind of suss it out. I'm okay with the risk it offers, and I'm glad to take an extra 5 or 10% and maybe miss out on, I don't know, whatever. Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol. You had it on the screen, and that's kind of how I feel. I don't need to go a lot of other places because unless somebody proves that are there compelling places to go? Yeah, of course. It's about conviction. I want to go where I feel I can justify spending the money, you know?
Evan.
Alex.
For my mother-in-law who's watching, what the hell is DCA?
DCA is an acronym that stands for dollar cost averaging. Thank you for the question. It refers to this practice of, over time, choosing to spread out buys or sells of anything. Could be a stock, could be a crypto. Because it's proven mathematically to like smooth out the volatility. And crypto is very volatile. Instead of trying to time the perfect top to sell or time the perfect bottom to buy, you just say, okay, I'll buy the same amount every day. And what ends up happening statistically is that people who do that, and the more frequently they do it, the more profitable they are than people who try, even professionals, to time the market. So we say it simply as DCA. And there are a lot of tools that will make it so that if you want to invest in a stock or an index fund or even crypto, you can kind of set it and forget it and spend $5 or $50 every day or every week on whatever assets matter to you. Easy way to accumulate without having to think about it. Very nice. Good question. Anything to add?
Nope.
Okay, well then you must have paid somebody because I have a request and it pains me to do this. But Bearded said, definitely more Basecamp. Always.
I don't make the rules.
Jeff Rascal said, yep, more Basecamp. Alex is the champ. Alex won. Go undefeated. The heck is this, you guys? Is this...
You can try to rig the game against me, Evan.
No.
But I am undefeated in TikTok dance battles, and I don't think you have any victories under your belt. And even though I didn't consent, I did win. By a lot.
These people out here. Come on.
I don't make the rules.
Yeah, you don't. You sure don't. And apparently, I don't either.
I don't know how to sell this.
But I will give the people what they want. I feel like we should close out this show as we welcome last questions, final thoughts before we ride off into the sunset. Oh, the sunrise, according to that button. We would love to hear them, but we're going to take a look at Blockchain Basecamp. Alex, where can people find the link to this in the community? Is it somewhere in the general chat or it's in the lounge?
I'll put up a fresh one. It's been ages since I deployed a fresh one, so I'll put a new one up.
Deployed a fresh one. What are you, 13? Listen.
Oh, I hate that I said that.
I hate that you laughed at it, but it was great.
I wasn't even on purpose.
Bearded said, just us normies supporting a normie. I love it. Alex vibe coded this app using a tool called Replit. REPLIT dot what? GGIO?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think it's
Replit.
.com. Yeah.
You can look it up. And this thing is cheap. If you use GPT or you've heard about Claude Code and you're like, it seems expensive, Replit is kind of like a pay-as-you-go. Their free tier is good enough to get started. But Alex, I mean, you've spent a lot of time on this.
Yeah,
so
although
you paid more, but
I upgraded to pay just $25 a month, and then you can use like up to that. And if you go over it, then it's like pay as you go. Excuse me, it's pay as you go. But there is some free stuff. I used it up pretty quickly.
Yeah, but
I spent like 12 straight hours on it.
$25 would do a lot of damage for somebody who's
damage.
Curious, and you're not going to break anything. And you can build something really cool like this. Blockchain Basecamp, for all the guff I give it, is awesome. It's awesome.
You're goddamn right it is. I will say, too, that the newest version of Replit, again, not sponsored. I would be, but not. The newest version has 3 different agents that work in tandem, and one of them is like a chat only. So if you like have a vague idea of what you want to build, but you don't know how to describe it to the agent that's going to build it, you can talk to the chat agent and get like set up proper, like ask it back and forth questions without anything actually being built or created. And then when you feel like, okay, now I actually do have a good handle on what it is that I want, and this thing has kind of defined it for me and written the prompt for me based on what it is that I've given it, you can just toggle it over to the build agent, and everything that you already talked about will already be loaded, and you can just hit go and it will just do all of it. It's very cool. And then there's the security agent, which like audits it, which I don't know. I don't know enough to know how good that is, but it seems like it's improving.
Bearded says, Replit is a cloud-based AI-powered development platform that enables users to build, collaborate on, and deploy apps directly in their browser without local setup. Excellent. I think that commercial sounds pretty good. So Replit, if you're feeling like you would like to sponsor the show, you can. And until then, this show is sponsored in part by Blockchain Basecamp. Thank you very much. You want to do a little screen share there? You gonna show me what it's looking like?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, man. I was gonna give you like the full treatment.
Well, all right.
Get my shoulder ready and everything. I really do think it's a cool tool that people can start using to practice some of the skills we say that you should learn to become a safe, confident crypto user right now without putting any money, data on the line. That's probably my favorite part well, there are a lot of them. One of my favorite features, though, is the key generation you added so people could save and access a session again without needing to store any personal information on the site. That's cool.
Yeah, I created a way that you can have an account that is completely anonymous and requires information using kind of similar to restoring a wallet. That's where I got the idea. So when you start or anytime later, you can close this and opt back in later. It will generate a key for you, and then at any point, if you wanted to like log back in and get your session back, you would just have to re-enter the key, and it's going to load up exactly wherever you left off. So as the button implies here, start here gives you like a really good overview. There's a ton of terms to learn, things to watch out for. All of these link out to spots like in the glossary and in the definitions where you can learn what all of these different terms mean. Some common mistakes that we've seen people make. Your basic 6-step plan to start from zero and get up to, having a wallet and kind of poking around an ecosystem or two. A couple different wallet options, FAQs, all that good stuff. So that's the start here. Moving on from there, inside of Learn, there is a glossary. This just has like 100 and some odd terms, including links out to the related terms, and gives you a basic definition, what category in which it is. So there are crypto specific, finance specific, and then blockchain specific as well. But my favorite part is the practice lab. So these are all like simulators. So like this one will simulate creating a wallet where you come up with a password, and then the next page would, generate a fake seed phrase for you. And then you could write it down and, pretend to upload it into the next one to restore the wallet, all that good stuff. So that one's pretty cool. Sending and receiving just kind of walks you through the basics of like entering an address and confirming a transaction and sending crypto to someone or to yourself, at a different address. And then Sandbox is like a fake trading simulator where you get like some starting imaginary money, and you can buy crypto or kind of pretend to and watch the prices go up and down. Leverage, exactly what it sounds like. It simulates leverage trading, either short or long. And actually, you can even pick between the different types of margin, cross or isolated. DeFi swaps kind of pretends to be trading in and out of different cryptos from different cryptos. Staking simulator, centralized exchange, withdrawal. So this is very much like the swap, enter an address, withdraw crypto. And then this one is very much under construction, but this one will like walk you through and simulate different specific technical analysis scenarios.
One candle at a time.
And then, you'd walk into like a really basic demonstration of what that would look like on a chart and where it's like most likely to go. This one is like, not good yet, but someday it's going to be cool.
Yeah. Jessica says, even my mom loves blockchain Basecamp.
Hey.
And there he is. Alex, what do you say we give away one more wallet to a premium member? We invite some final thoughts and last questions. Maybe you can be the question monitor and the number picker while I pull up the premium. And then let me invite you one more time to join us again tomorrow. We've got a final episode of the Rise Up Morning Show to close out the week, and we will be taking suggestions and sharing our own for what to do with the money in the Rise Up Community Scholarship. We're going to give some proposals, kick around some ideas, and then we would welcome not only your donations of money, but your donations of ideas. We want to make this a scholarship that works for the community, that funds meaningful things, so we need to hear from you. Alex, take over for me and give me just a little bit of a stall while I pull this up.
Sweet. There was a question earlier about, do we teach Solana DeFi here? Yes, we certainly do. So like I was saying, I use a tremendous number of these protocols, and I'm constantly learning more. It's the ecosystem I'm the most active in. And like I said, my next stop is to get up to my Solana level of understanding over on Ethereum. And we'll do a lot more content about that. I'm hoping that we'll get to do it with Octant. That would be cool. And I did say, mark my words, I'm manifesting it, Vitalik on the show this year.
Vitalik on the show this year, I would really like that too.
Yes. But on the Solana side, with regards to using protocols like Camino, where you can do all sorts of stuff, borrowing and lending, use, supply liquidity with liquid staking protocols, tokens and stuff like that. We do all of that. We have also staked, we've liquid staked, we've native staked, we've earned yield on just stable coins and all sorts of stuff in between. We've done some weird, leverage options with different kinds of stable coins tied to different leverage positions and all that sort of stuff. There's a whole bunch. But yes, absolutely. And if you have a protocol or a tool or a method that we haven't used, send it in. I will set up an experiment wallet and we'll walk through it on a show.
Did you see what Solomon said about getting Vitalik on the show?
He
described laying a trap for him.
He originally said, "Oh, should I just call him?" I was like, "Yeah, please. Could you do that?" And then I said, "I do need him in the unicorn T-shirt, though."
Yeah. I think he was suggesting we get the unicorn T-shirt to bait him, and then get some duct tape and zip ties. Easy. He said,
there it is.
Hopefully, we don't have to coerce him to join the show. Hopefully, he'll just. Come
Why do I feel like this is not going to be the first time that Solemn has set a Vitalik trap?
Solemn was also the guy who proposed that with the scholarship money, we go buy a pirate ship.
That's true. Yeah. You never know what you're going to get.
You never know what you're going to get from the chief gift officer of Rise Up Media. We appreciate you, Solomon, for being here. And I have got a proposal for you, Alex. I want you to pick. We've had some signups for new members to premium. So I'm going to give all of them a double entry tonight. There are 3 new signups, so I'm going to give them a double entry. I hope the existing premium members don't mind, because everyone else in this pool has had 6 weeks head start chance to win this. And is still in it tonight. I just want to give the new folks a little bonus odds. So give me a number between 1 and 38.
29.
This is just great, because last time we had a question from Bearded, who asked, "What's my number and how do I know?" And I said, it always shuffles it up based on whether or not I click joined date, whether or not I click roll, whether or not I clicked score. And so tonight,
and then of course, when we remove Bearded's name from the
once
list.
You said 20. You said 29.
I did say 29.
You got to pick another number, because 29 is already won.
Okay. 14.
Alex Weiss. Alexander.
Good strong name.
A beautiful name. Alex Weiss, congratulations. You are the winner. And you have been a winner because you're a premium member. You are the very best part of what we do. You all are. If you didn't win tonight, don't worry. We're going to be giving away more Arculus wallets, and you can still use that code RUMS10 on the TikTok shop to get the 10% discount, or RUMS10, RUMS10 on Arculus, getarculus.com. Oh man, Evan, get it right. You can buy it right here directly through TikTok or link out to their website. If you don't know it, just ask us in the community and we'll get you hooked up. So we've got a couple of comments and questions, and I'm hoping somebody, at least one person, will give us a good joke. But what's got you laughing in the comments here on the way out the door?
Machinery asked if the pirate ship is still up for discussion, asking for a friend. That's a given. We got to buy a pirate ship.
Alex lives in in Tybee Island. Surely around Pirate Festival, there's a pirate ship. If you can get us a couple of quotes, then maybe we'll have a realistic attainment. Maybe if we get...
Well, this year you should be there.
I will be there.
Okay,
so this year we scout it, and then the 2027 Community Fund will have a target goal. We'll have a pirate ship goal that we will use to buy. I'll say it now. If we hit the goal and that's what the community wants, we'll buy a pirate ship.
It's a decentralized vote, right? So if everyone unanimously votes in favor of pirate ship, then I guess we're gonna have no choice.
I can't tell if this is a test or not, but Solemn asked Evan, what token is Jito? Well, there's the JTO governance token, and there's Jito Soul, whose ticker is just Jito Soul, right?
Yep.
Oh my gosh,
you did
giving
great,
myself
sweetie.
a point for that one. Thank you very much. Okay, and that seems like a good time that while we wait for everyone else's final thoughts, maybe we should do a little points contest. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I won. So good night. I'll see you guys in the morning.
Okay. Jane Polly says, I have a joke, but first I got to tell you, they said you sounded like an owl. Jane Polly, who said I sounded like an owl? Who was it? Who? Have you seen the Who trend?
I'm obsessed with it.
There was one who did Professor Snape, and they were like, who? It was perfect.
I saw one. I had no clue where it was going, and it was not the direction I thought. It was this woman who did an owl, but it's R2D2. And I was like, oh, beeps. That's cool. But she did a perfect impression of the R2D2 scream. It was unbelievable. Wow. Sounded exactly like the movie.
I bet she's been waiting for a trend like this for years, so she could just do
it's the hidden talent, and here it is. I mean...
Yeah, if you're not hip to it, everybody on TikTok is going around saying, this is my impression of an owl, but if it was... I think my favorite one I saw was, this is my impression of an owl, but if it was on the Titanic, and they went... It was like, okay, I see what you did there.
An owl, but it's from Staten Island, or it's from Brazil, or it's from Mexico. They're hilarious. I love them.
Yeah, absolutely. Cody says, Alex, always second in dings, always first in our hearts. Cody,
no, I won last week.
You did win last week. That's true. Cody also had a really good comment earlier and has had a really great series. If you're wondering what kind of stuff gets posted in the community, Cody has been doing the work and reporting back to us from the field about his experience on Kraken, exploring it for the first time as a longtime Coinbase user, talking about the differences in fees, talking about the differences in features. And so got to shout out Cody, give him another little point, and say thank you for that. And Jeff Rascal says, ding for the pirate ship. So be on the lookout for any more last thoughts, but I'm going to tell you, it's
looking like the pirate ship is probably happening.
It's looking like the pirate ship is probably happening, and these are the points as they stand. In last place with 3 gwumps, Mr. Gary Gensler.
Sorry, Gary. Better luck next time.
Not ideal.
Don't come again. 1 gwump, crypto card waiting lists, and I skipped it. Mexi, sorry about it.
Mexi I double gwumped them.
They have 2 gwumps.
Yep.
USAA also with a gwump tonight. On the board with 1 point, we have got the Unchained Crypto newsletter. We have got Interest on Bitcoin, High Low Protocol, The Pirate Ship, Emily, Jane Polly, EtherFi, and Cvish, a.k.a. Cody. Congratulations on the board, 1 point. Bearded, the Chief Fact Check Officer, with 3 points tonight. And can you believe it? That means Alex in second place with 4 points, no gwumps. It's a tie. It's you and me. The winner tonight, she's done it again. She stole the spotlight for a second, but stole the show. She ran away. It's actually Christina with 5 points. Congratulations, Christina. You win. You win tonight. You came in the comments and picked up all the points. I think the game might be rigged, Alex.
It's real rich coming from you, buddy.
Carol has a question for Cody on the way out the door. Do you recommend moving coins previously on Coinbase over to Kraken? I just got Kraken. And I want to say, I'm curious to hear what Cody says. My recommendation to you always, Carol, is, find the one that's going to be easiest for you to use and do as much as you can in one place. I think Coinbase and Kraken will be comparable, but that it may be cumbersome and not worth it to move everything from Coinbase that you know how to use, and unless it really is so painful that one or two particular features could fix. Can you think of a feature that if they could fix it would be better for you, Carol? And Alex, if you have thoughts, of course.
I don't know. With regards to like the specific scenario of like moving everything from one to another,
I feel like it'd be pinching a lot of pennies.
Yeah, I mean, the only instance in which I could say perhaps that makes sense instead of like just opening an account and then having both. I mean, because I have both. I use one more than the other. I mean, maybe if you were like trying to keep all of your trading in one place and, you know, on the same site, and you wanted to leverage the fact that I think Kraken's premium subscription, you know, to get like $10,000 of free of transaction-free trades per month, it's cheaper on Kraken than it is on Coinbase. So that would be about the only scenario I could think of.
And most crypto users I know use both. And I actually think you can use both without a lot of added complexity. If you were going to start all over again, I would pick one. And then I would expand to a second one when you felt like you reached an impasse. For example, in the comments here, Fayleaf says, I just got Kraken because it had an altcoin I wanted that wasn't on Coinbase. If Coinbase, you know, stopped working nicely with your bank, it'd be nice to have Kraken that you already know how to use that looks similar. It's a natural backup option, I would say. Or if you're porting over from Robinhood or Uphold or a more limited exchange, I would recommend Coinbase or Kraken, unless you lived in like the Eastern world, and then I would recommend probably Binance first. But they're good, man. Do you have a final thought, Alex?
Feel well met. We'll be back same time, same place for the morning show tomorrow. Final show of the week. Probably do a little bit more Davos coverage if we get some more, whatever we're looking at. I don't remember off the top of my head how long that thing goes on for, but so far I got to say I'm a little underwhelmed, but we'll cover any advancements.
Any advancements from Davos. Spoiler alert, everyone's in a suit. Most of the men are bald. Everyone smells like herbed cologne, and it's beautiful there.
It is beautiful there.
It is beautiful there. Alex, will you remind me again the origin of the name? Because Alex from Soulflare, who is a Serbian Alex, was recognizing your name, and I said, I can't remember where the name came from specifically. Yeah. If the name was Czech or if it was Serb or Croatian or if
it's Serbian.
Is it Romanian? Okay, Serbian.
The name, like I'm pretty sure the actual what's the word I want for where the name actually
the etymology, the origin.
Yeah, I mean my family is from Romania, but the name itself is not Romanian. I know that much.
On the way out the door, when are Alex's office hours? He came to my office hours and crashed them last week. It was pretty cool.
It's true. Yeah, full swing of like regularly scheduled separate office hours for me will start April 1st. I can say that
in the meantime, I'm going to try and bully him whenever he's free to coming over to mine, which are Fridays.
Yeah. Fridays at 3.
3 to 5 Eastern in the PM. Sorry. We're not wild or crazy. We are wild, maybe crazy, but we don't party that late.
Although the wild and crazy guys are from Czechoslovakia. So I do have family there.
Are they really? Wild and crazy
old school
guys.
SNL shout out there for you.
That and one of the handful of SNL skits I actually have seen with my own hands.
I would hope so.
That's a crazy, right? Which is two wild and crazy guys. And if you're curious, Will's office hours, those are usually Tuesdays at around also 3 Eastern. So come by, but come by for more than that. The community's great. The only thing missing is you. The show is better when you're here. And really, it's because you are the best part of what we do. So thank you, everybody, for your time, for your questions, for your trust. If you need us, we'll be in the community, and we'll be back live tomorrow. Until then, everybody, stay safe. Be well, my friends. Everybody, rise up.